Greg is going to get into the topic that Rhode Island landlords need immediate moratorium from the current lead law enforcement. And Greg, I watched your video. I thought it was fantastic. Well put. It was fair, balanced across both sides, which was fantastic. No political agenda there. It was what landlords and what the government needs to hear and see. Greg, can you kind of first off, welcome to the show. Second, can you kind of give us an idea of what this law is, why we need an instant moratorium?
Yeah, so as of October 1st, every rental property has to be registered
Hmm.
with the Department of Health, and every property needs to be in lead conformance. And there's 200,000 rental units in Rhode Island, roughly. So at the moment, the Department of Health says only 5% of properties are registered. I'm not talking about lead conformance, registered.
Wow.
And now you cannot file an eviction unless you have a lead conformance certificate. You cannot file an eviction. You're stuck.
Let's talk about the process, Greg, because I hear the process is a little finicky right now, as anything, anytime something comes out, right? Anytime something's new. Now, can you walk us through the current process and how it goes?
The current process is you go on the Department of Health's website and you register your property. Okay, this is my property at 100 Main Street. I'm the landlord. Here's my number. Here's my email. And then after that, you have to upload your lead conformance certificate to this registry. But the problem is people aren't able to get their properties into lead conformance, and there's not enough companies to service the demand. There's only 30 companies in Rhode Island, and there's 200,000 rental units. That's 6,666 units per company.
The landlord themselves must handle this, whether they're absentee, whether they're there, whether whatever. Is that correct?
That's correct. The landlord would list the property manager, so the DOH has their information, but the landlord is the one that's, in charge of registering and maintaining that portal.
So, Greg, it just sounds like there just needs some tweaking. There needs to be some tweaking. So, what are you calling for?
Well, more than tweaking, we don't have enough companies to service the demand. So, yes, there's stuff on the site that needs to be tweaked, but we need at least 24 months for the infrastructure to be built out, meaning more companies, right? And it takes years to become a certified lead inspector. You need to be an apprentice. We need more companies, and we also need to get the message out to landlords, because right now 5% are registered. That's, what's that? 10,000 properties. There's 190,000 other ones that either don't know about it or don't agree with this or don't understand this or what have you. So there's a messaging problem too. We need at least 2 years, at least 2 years.
I find this doing more harm than good right now, and I don't think that was the intention, but that is what is happening. What are your
Correct.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, people aren't going to be able to pay their mortgages. They aren't going to be able to pay their taxes. They're going to lose their properties. You're going to see one of the largest increases in foreclosures and delinquencies. And you're also going to see cities and towns' tax rolls not being funded because people can't pay them. So that means teachers, fire, medical aren't getting paid, or towns are running on deficits, etc. So it's going to be a massive spiderweb effect.
Who do they call to get this moratorium in place? This is absolutely an emergency and needs to get done ASAP.
100%. So they call their state representative or their state senator. Ideally, they do both. If they are not a resident of Rhode Island and they own property in Rhode Island, they can still contact their representative and senator. You don't need to live here. We need at least 2 years to let the dust settle and to build up the infrastructure so we can follow the law. Landlords want to follow the law. They
Agreed.
can't follow the law.